So, we're adding a ton of things to the game this year. You're going to see a lot of details, a lot of authenticity focuses, but our main theme as a game team was really around fight for every yard. We kind of asked ourselves early on, what are we missing from the core aspect of football? What is one thing that maybe we're not doing the best service to the NFL? And what can we do to add that to Madden? So fight for every yard came up. It could mean any number of things, but there's a big battle that happens, that one play, one little event can end up being a win or a loss, can end up being a game-changing a victory or a loss. And so, the first thing that came out of it was tackling. So gang tackles in any other game or normal tackles, any other football game have been pretty much two defenders and a ball carrier. The tackle starts, the play is pretty much over. You can set your controller down and let it happen. So when we said, well, fight for every yard, how can we put that focus? How can you make it feel like you're Brandon Jacobs and you're carrying a pile of guys? And so we set off to do that with a lot of new technology, a lot of new stuff, and the first thing that came out of it is 3 to 9 man gang tackles for us. But you can start to see this addition of kind of dynamic addition around a pile. And the way we're doing this is a technology we've come up with called ProTack. So it's PROTAK, and basically stands for procedural tackling. Again, every tackle in every other game and in history has basically been predetermined. The tackle happens and it's over. So for us, we said, well, how can we add a bunch more people into these interactions and also make it feel like you're not just sitting here and watching a cutscene? So we came up with a system of guys being able to dynamically add on at different points to the ball carrier, and not just do that, but actually still be able to affect the movement. So this animation by itself actually just sits still, but based on how many people add on and what direction and how strong they are or how heavy they are, it moves that pile dynamically. It really gives
control, right?
And you're doing it. You're pushing this guy around with this big massive pile around him. Now, the more guys that add on, it's obviously not going to happen. They're just going to bring you down. But your own players can add into the back of this too and push you forward. Again, something that's just it's always 2 defenders and a ball carrier, and that's it. So, it was for us how do you make a big running back worth using? Pretty much before, if you want to just have a 99 speed running back, he's the ultimate weapon. Well, it's like Brandon Jacobs is the major weapon in the NFL, or a big running back, Jerome Bettis back in the day. So we said, well, it takes 2 or 3 guys to bring them down every time. And so that's where we're at now. What you start to get here is this hypothetical of this can actually get blown dead. And this is what I think is going to be the big wow moment for people, is that instead of the tackle having to end on the ground like it always has as well, the refs can actually run in here and blow the play dead, and then they kind of just stand up and end like that. You see that happen all the time. Marion Barber, he sits there and just will not go down, and they end up just, okay, blow the play dead. So you can see that this guy, his addition has actually made it push that direction because of his weight and strength. And then this guy, when he comes in, it pushes it even farther. So it's pretty cool.